Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit Mercury conjunct one's natal moon. Now, when we're talking about transits that involve Mercury in astrology, it could be about what we're objective about, or how, or whether we are that much or not, and communication, thinking, assimilating information, and learning. Now, when you have the transit Mercury contacting your natal moon, this could be about being very objective, communicative, about communication, thinking, assimilating information, also learning, and it could be about your emotions at this time. You might be more of an emotional communicator, more so than usual at this time. You know, this is something where also too, this is about where family situations, you might be a little bit, you might communicate, you know, more about your family at this time. If it's in Leo, it might be, yes, so where you might be boasting and talking very positively about your family, your ancestry, your roots, where you came from. It could be people that might have received some kind of acclaim or notoriety or recognition. The moon is also the mother, so this is the time when you're trying to maybe evaluate perhaps your mother, your family more, and be more objective. If you have this, say, in Virgo, it could be a lot of where you might really be analyzing these people, maybe more so than usual, and putting them under more scrutiny, and trying to really maybe try to understand them a little bit better. The moon is also people that we're close to home with, and also prominent women that may be in our lives. So this applies, this trying to be objective regarding, these people can apply as well. And the communications might be stronger with these people more so than usual. If you have this, say, in Cancer, the zodiac sign Cancer, it could be a lot of contemplation regarding these people, really contemplating people that are prominent women in your life scheme, people that you're close to home with. And keep in mind too, the moon is also associated with the unconscious and subconscious. So this could be a time where, like, if you're, dreaming during this, obviously you're going to be dreaming, I'm sure, at some point during this transit, because this transit may last, doesn't really last for a very prolonged time. It may be, on average a few days or so, but uh, because the moon is associated with our unconscious, and this could be a time where you might be starting to, might be dreaming about Mercury related people, such as siblings, cousins, neighbors. It could be people that might be journalists, or people that are in Mercury related fields. It could be people that you may have known from your early education. Uh, could also be, remember, the moon is also tied in with our past and our memories as well. So this might be a time where you might be more reminiscing. You're talking about things that happened, some time ago. Um, it could be, people that you knew from your early education, and it might be, it could also be, too. Remember that this is a time as well. You look at this transit, and the moon can be about restlessness. And Mercury rules not just Virgo but Gemini, of course. And Mercury could be restless as well. So this could be a very strong period where that restlessness can be very amplified and intensified. And when you have the transit Mercury hitting your moon, natal moon, this is a time where you may be, trying to, think about, your emotional responses, or previous emotional responses, perhaps, or current ones, and really I'm trying to understand them, if they're right or not, if you feel like they were, validated or justified or what have you, because this is something where you look at this too. The moon, as far as anatomically speaking, can be connected with the stomach, the chest, the breast, and the left or right eye, depending on gender. So this could be a time too where you might be communicating more about those issues, trying to be objective about what you may do about them if there is an issue. with any of those things I described, thinking about them, and also learning, trying to assimilate information regarding those issues. And it's only, again, this transit is not going to be very protracted or sustained, so it doesn't really, last very long. Remember, I'm using, everybody uses different orbs for conjunction aspects, but I use a 5-degree orb on this, a 3-degree applying conjunction orb aspect, and also 2-degree orb for the separation conjunction aspect to the moon. And they last, on average, Mercury goes through, traverses the signs very quickly. You're talking about 15 to 20 days on average, roughly. You're going to see Mercury transit a sign, and when it's only going, 5 degrees may only be around 3 days or so on average. It moves very quickly. So if there's any issues with the stomach, chest, breast area, left or right eye, they're likely to be, something very minor. Say if this is an Aquarius, it could be like a little, like an intermittent, kind of twitch with the eye, or something where that's very sporadic, kind of like going back to the twitching, because Aquarius could be very sporadic energy. Maybe some intermittent pain, maybe in the stomach or chest area. It could be, sometimes it could be a nerve situation. Like we're talking about Aquarius could be connected to the nerves as well as Gemini. But anyway, well, the next thing is, this could be a time where you also may become more learned about your roots, your ancestry at this time, and really in trying to find out about them more. If you hadn't done so previously, you're likely to be more inquisitive about these matters. And say, if this is in Scorpio, it might be something, maybe that was dark you might have found out about them, or it could simply be something where you might have learned, something about a criminal background, or something that might have been maybe a Scorpio-like position. Maybe one of these people had, such as being like a locksmith or a surgeon, or somebody that might have been involved in the occult, which can include astrology or forensics or investigation, something that that could be Scorpio related one way or another. Now, at this time as well, learning and assimilating information may serve more emotional needs at this time. Say if this is in Gemini, it could be, and it could also be learning about many different things. And also, if this is in Gemini, you could be more apt to communicate about manifold feelings at this time. And also, remember that when you have transit Mercury hitting your natal moon, this could manifest in trying to understand your responses. And say if this is an Aries as an example, it could be about trying to understand and comprehend perhaps acrimonious responses to others. But on a good side, when you're talking about this transit, it could also be more of an ability to verbalize and articulate your emotions and your feelings more so than usual at this time. You might at this time as well, this is kind of an aspect that can go both ways. You might vacillate between your intellect controlling the emotions and your feelings, and also in between the emotions perhaps dominating your logical thinking more so than usual at this time. So, but another thing too, keep in mind that Mercury is also connected with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. So at this time, this could be about, Moon is about our memories, and this could be about these kind of memories might be hitting you at this time. And, could be about people that, from your early education, people that you might have lived next door to or in your neighborhood, and even experiences with your siblings and cousins at this time. That might, these things might enter, your thoughts and thinking, reminiscing about experiences with these people at this time. People from your early education might come back. That people that were prominent in your early education may come back into your life. You might rekindle a connection with them. And also, too, there's a greater propensity at this time to retain information. more so than usual. So if you're studying for like say a spelling exam or something, you're in like you're whether you're in high school or you're in grade school or even in college, and you're taking some course, whatever you're trying to learn, say history, say if this is in the zodiac sign Cancer, maybe it's something with history, then you may have a better chance of retaining that information more so than usual. Remember, Mercury is about information, we simulate, and also the moon is receptive and it receives, so you understand. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, and now another way that this could manifest and pan out is that this is about um, Mercury is also about local transportation. So you might find yourself at this time maybe running more errands or driving people that are home family members of prominent women in your life, people you feel close to home with. You might be driving them around a little bit more, going to the stores, local places, and also too, this could also manifest in writing and communications, bringing it out more to the public at this time. If there was a period where you had some writings and you had some blogs that were you've been contemplating or debating on whether to put them out there publicly and you just didn't do it, this could be the time where you may be more apt to do so, because the moon can be associated with the public. And also too, it might be about getting more public recognition for these writings as well at this time. If you're trying to do something where you're submitting, it could be a very auspicious period for submitting articles, like say if this is in Sagittarius, it could be something sports related. And also this is a time too where you might feel that knowledge might give you more safety and security. Say if this is in the zodiac sign Scorpio, it might pertain to knowledge about viruses, about criminal activity maybe in your community, in your neighborhood, even stalkers as well, becoming more well informed in what you can maybe do to maybe counter this or protect yourself more to some degree. This is something to, and also it's just general thinking about protection in general. The Mercury again is about thinking, and the moon, it could be very protective as far as what it could reflect. And also too, this could be a time too, though it only lasts again for only maybe a few days on average. This could be a time as well where you might be going through like a moving transition, because remember, Mercury is about short journeys, the moon is the home life, and you might be moving, somewhere, taking, a short journey, going into a different neighborhood, maybe in, if you're in the United States, going to a different state. It could be also that the people might give you, Mercury related people may be giving you more support, more so than usual. I mean, somebody that could be, a sibling, a cousin, a neighbor, somebody from early education, a person that might be in a Mercury field, like doing something that requires strong use of the hands and dexterity, like auto refrigeration mechanics. And let's say if this is in Taurus, it could be giving you more support through maybe monetarily, maybe by offering some kind of creature comforts for you in their home perhaps. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.